Hangtight, this is MarC. I hope everybody's having a fabulous day. Today's video is on my first trimester of pregnancy. There's a lot of questions, so I have some answers. It's pretty much my little diary of how everything is progressing. And yes, I have my handy dandy iPad here so that I can reference. If you see me looking down, that's going to be why. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm simply just going to share with you how my experience went. Everybody's pregnancy is extremely different. You'll read so many things just to get information if you're newly pregnant or if this is your first child. And it can be a bit overwhelming, but it eventually starts to taper down. So a lot of questions I get was, are you excited about being pregnant? Did you plan your pregnancy, all that good stuff? And the answer is yes. Not to a science, but been happily married for several years now. And yeah, it's time to do the whole family thing. So super excited. Those of you that have been following me, you've kind of seen me progress. And yeah, I'm not as young as some people might think. I'm not going to share my age. You just have to have been a good follower and you'll kind of know roughly how old I am. But definitely a family is on the way, growing our family rather. So that's exciting. And pregnancy. So starting off, my starting weight was 136. And that was pretty much my standard weight. And I can honestly say before I got pregnant, I was probably in the best shape of my life. I know my body inside and out. Those are people that know me personally. They go, I don't know how you keep up with all that stuff. And I've tried so many different foods, so many different exercises, and all that good stuff. And I just really know my body really well. So 136, I was able to keep that weight literally for about 5 years because I know how to eat, what to eat, all that good stuff. So 136 was my starting weight, and by the end of the first trimester, actually was 135. Was that because I wasn't eating? Absolutely not. We'll get into that in a second. It's just simply your body during those first 13 weeks roughly, and yes, didn't gain not a single pound, and that is completely healthy. If you've been pregnant, you already know this jazz. If you haven't, I'll share with you anyway. You go to the doctor a lot and you constantly get checked up on, and you weigh yourself every time. They do so many checks and you're going to think, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? But the doctors and nurses are very in tune with your stages of weight gain and development, how you're feeling, your blood pressure, your pee in the little cup, all that stuff. So don't feel that you'll be left out because you won't be. Okay, so weight gain was not an issue for me. Let's jump into the workouts first, okay? So I'll divide this video up into what was I doing for my workouts, how did my body feel, and exactly what I ate, okay? And I'll save that because that's the juicy part. I'll leave that for last. But starting off with the workouts, again, best shape of my life. I've been doing HIIT training for years now. I'm not a long distance runner, but I am able to run distance, okay? So running was something that actually made me feel good. So I was running up to roughly 2 miles at my normal pace. No need to slow down. Most of it was on the treadmill. And I was able to do this up until the entire first trimester. As my trimesters progress, I'll give you further updates on what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. So running 2 miles was not a problem. I did a lot of agility using ladders. I am a personal trainer. I have a lot of stuff around the house that I use for my clients. So agility drills, running on the treadmill, doing the bike, doing the row machine, doing Stairmaster, all that is completely fine. And again, don't keep in mind that this is my pregnancy. This is what I was approved for. If you are newly pregnant, you've never worked out before, and for all pregnant women, you must consult your physician before you start any type of exercise program. So for me, that's one of my first questions. How much working out can I do? And I really wanted to know, so I drilled her with questions on what I was able to do. So lying on your back while you are in your first trimester is okay. Lying on your back as you get up in your trimesters is not okay because it restricts blood flow and oxygen to the baby. So I was able to do bridge ups. That's simply lying on your back, doing bridge ups. Strengthening your back is very, very important, not only when you're pregnant and when you're not. I was still doing pull-ups. Pull-ups are my signature move, hence hang tight with MarC, hanging on a pull-up bar if you didn't know that. So pull-ups were not an issue. Did I get a little weak doing my pull-ups? Yes, because you're newly pregnant and you don't want to overdo it. So I didn't do anything super crazy. I'm not doing toes to bars and burpees, pull-ups, and all that other stuff. Simply doing pull-ups to keep my upper body strength. I'm doing kettlebell swings, and the weight I'm using is 25 to 30 pounds. And I was using that prior to being pregnant. And when you're in your first trimester, some people might not even know. Other people, if you see my pictures, you can't even tell that I'm pregnant. And so the stomach isn't an issue when it comes to doing certain exercises. So no problems there. Still back squatting, relatively heavy, 85 pounds. Where I am now, I'm not to the point where I'm trying to max out and squat as much as I can. I see so many people that feel, I guess, entitled because they have so much weight on the bar. I'm just so past that, I really don't care. I'm focused on toning, and I've been able to perfect that. So, been able to do back squats and running. I'm still able to do sprinting, believe it or not an issue. Dumbbell snatches, so a lot of dumbbell work and a lot of core work. So my workouts overall during the first trimester, pretty good, no complaints, okay? So how did my body feel during the first trimester, okay? Indicator number one was sore nipples. And so that was the first sign. I'm like, I think my body is finally starting to change. So sore nipples was number one. And constipation, okay? I drank a ton of water. You can drink as much water as you want to. Because your hormones are on a whole another level, you're still going to be constipated. And so the key is to what? Just keep drinking water. So I kept drinking water, eating as healthy as I possibly could, and you'll just get through it. So that was something that, those two were probably the top. The third one is definitely really high. You will use the restroom a lot, number one. So I had to lots of frequent urination is, I guess, how I would put it. And you're drinking so much water to prevent the constipation, to just hydrate yourself and the baby. You will use the restroom all the time. And as a matter of fact, you'll actually use the restroom quite a bit at night. So I was up 4 or 5 times a night using the restroom. A lot of people say that's your initiation and get ready for when your baby does come, because you're going to be like that anyway for the first couple months. So using the restroom was a lot. I did feel lightheaded just a little bit because, again, your hormones are at a whole nother level, and I really didn't think anything of hormones, but trust me, it's real. Your hormones will skyrocket out of this world, and it's just amazing what the body does just to accommodate a little one inside. So definitely had to be careful. I didn't start to feel my best until later, like literally week 13, going into second trimester. And it's not that I felt bad. I did not get morning sickness, which is a question everybody asks. I'm very, very blessed. Didn't get morning sickness, but I will say that I got irritable when I needed to eat. I needed to eat right away. It was something serious. So I'll get to the food in just a second, but no morning sickness. Super happy, never threw up, never did any of that good stuff. What else? So obviously using the restroom. At night often, didn't sleep well at all. That was not good. I was very, very, very tired. Yes, you sleep a lot. Sometimes driving to and from, I'm like, man, I need to go home. So I did crank up my sleeping quite a bit. And I actually had very, very low, sharp back pain, and that's something that I have continued to have. And it could just be my body, my stature. I'm not an overly large person. I'm pretty tight, hanging tight as MarC, right? So I'm pretty tight, and my body is going to have to adjust and stretch to accommodate the baby. So low back pain has been an issue, which is not fun. That's why I work out my back every single day, which I encourage you to do. All right. That's pretty much it for how my body felt. So let's get into the food. The food, I'll admit, I'm being super transparent, just so you'll know. Did I have any cravings would be the question. The answer is yes. My cravings were greasy foods, okay? So those of you that know me, I've been eating raw for years. So raw for lunch. Most of my diet is fruits and vegetables, but whatever those hormones did first trimester, I was not feeling the vegetables at all. Okay, so I simply wanted everything greasy you could think of. And like I said, I'll go to be honest, I probably tried every single fast food restaurant you could think of. Did I gorge and go hard and get a ton? No, because I have discipline. But did I restrict myself from having it? No. So I tell my friends I was super kind of frustrated because I know how healthy I am. But whatever the hormones and whatever was going on in my brain was just like, forget it. Eat whatever you need to feel good. And believe it or not, that greasy food actually made me feel better because everybody knows when you eat heavier, greasy foods, you stay full longer. And I kept getting hungry when you're, at least for me in my first trimester. So increased appetite, I was eating so much. And like I said, you already shared with you my weight. I didn't gain an ounce of weight at all. I actually lost a pound. Lots of carbs, I ate a lot of bread. I needed bread with almost every meal to actually feel kind of satisfied in my stomach. Because otherwise I'd get like an uncomfortable type of feeling and kind of agitated and irritable like I shared. So I eat every 3 to 4 hours, which is actually recommended. Eating small meals is much better than large meals. When I ate large, I actually felt sick. Okay, so I ate small meals. I always had granola bars, and I stopped eating granola bars because they're not that healthy. So that's pretty much my little cheat being pregnant. I have been eating granola bars. I like chocolate. And again, I'm not overdoing it. I'm not eating, 5 granola bars a day, but that's been my go-to because, again, when I get hungry, I really, really need to eat. Okay? And another thing, so I'm eating 3 to 4 hours a day. I'm eating every 3 to 4 hours. I'll get full really, really quick, but then I'll get hungry really, really quick. So again, having food close by was very important. And otherwise, my stomach just didn't feel comfortable at all. Okay, so that was just not a good feeling. And with my raw lunches, again, I just incorporated a wrap. And I actually couldn't stomach to eat my greens raw like I usually do. So I went to the store and I bought some salad dressing. I didn't drench it in salad dressing, but I needed that extra boost just so I could at least eat my food because I wasn't handling it very well. And so my raw lunches consisted of spinach, and I craved spinach, and then the next week I craved kale, so it was just all over the place. But spinach and avocado, radish, beets, tomatoes, boiled eggs, cucumber, and celery. And this is something that people told me, oh, MarC, when you get pregnant, you're no longer going to be able to eat your raw lunches because it can contaminate the baby. That's super not true. Do you have to be careful? Absolutely. So of course I'll wash my vegetables like I normally do. Buy organic as much as I can. But you are able to eat salads. I don't know where that comes from. You'll hear so many things when you're pregnant. It's unbelievable. And as the end of my first trimester was tapering, I was craving some sweets. Okay, and that is the indicator. Anything that you crave is pretty much a sign of just minerals and vitamins that your body is lacking. Okay, so when I crave chocolate, which I tend to do, that just means my magnesium is low, vitamin K, which is those leafy green vegetables. And so I ate as much as I could, I'll be honest, but I did try and start to eat a little bit of dark chocolate, which is fine. You're also able to eat chocolate, but you really do have to watch your caffeine. Super important. Cranking up the water. I was very, very thirsty. Just felt thirsty. I drank a lot anyway, so just always keeping that water close by was very, very helpful. And I tried tea. So you are able to I guess drink tea and drink coffee. There's a huge misconception on that. I spoke with the doctor, I did my own research, and yes, caffeine is very important not to overconsume during your entire pregnancy because you have a little baby inside of you that can't digest what you're putting into this big human being, right, of our body. So you really do have to be careful. But I'll be honest, I did about 4 ounces a day. It's not going to kill anything. I'm not overdosing, and I don't even know if this is 4 ounces, but that's literally all I drank. Black coffee, I don't load it with cream and sugar. And I experimented with green tea, and I just wasn't feeling it. My taste buds just didn't like it at all. So I stopped drinking tea, and I've been a tea drinker for years, at least 6 or 7 years, and I just wasn't feeling it. So at night, progressing. This is kind of my overall summary. At night, you'll learn to sleep on your left side. So there's lots of studies behind that. Doctors might feel some way, you might feel another, because you're going to read so much stuff. And I started getting on, I'm a side sleeper anyway, so I started getting into the habit of sleeping on my left side. While it's not super mandatory because you're not really big yet, it's no big deal, but it's kind of good to go to get into that rhythm of how you should be sleeping as you get through everything. Let's see, no need to sleep with pregnancy pillows for me in the first trimester. Just simply not needed. Wasn't even large enough to do that. Again, overall my body didn't feel better and balanced out until the end, so week 11, week 12, week 13 of my first trimester. And something else I wrote down was, this is my little diary, eating a banana would help me kind of ease that uneasy feeling of my stomach, okay, because your stomach will be all over the place. So overall, I mean, it could have been worse, but it wasn't, so that's good. Probably the biggest thing was just me eating greasy foods. I craved something at least twice a week, and I just had to stop and get it. Nothing in particular I didn't crave, like, I don't know, chicken tenders, and I mean, I had hamburgers, I had fries. I mean, probably fries is what I craved the most. But anyway, I behaved, and you'll see in the next video how the second trimester is progressing. And overall, again, I'm just very blessed, and I'm excited, and yeah, that's about it. So if you have further questions, feel free to just leave them below. I will try my best to get back with you. Something else in the first trimester is the phone apps. There's so many apps you can use to stay on top of your pregnancy. And I just like the Baby Center app because it's actually not new. It's been used for years, but it's good quality. The most exciting thing for my first trimester until this day is learning how big your baby is each week. Okay, so you really don't go in terms of months pregnant. Once you're pregnant, you'll go by the weeks, and it's just exciting to see how big your baby's getting. When you do your ultrasound, you'll be able to see your little baby just to confirm that you're pregnant. And then also some women choose the option of doing a blood test, so you can find out even earlier what you're having. I didn't do that. I wanted to be kind of patient, and we'll just wait for the next ultrasound because you'll get another one, and it's just to see what you're having, and no big deal. Do I care what I'm having? Nope. I'm very open and honest. It doesn't really matter as long as the baby's healthy. And yeah, we'll be good to go. So I hope this gave you some insight as to how my first trimester went compared to yours. And stay tuned for the next video on how my second trimester is going. I'll see you later. Bye.
Even shy. Why, baby, why? Do you ever just stop and wonder?